Hey everyone, it's Jazz here for a reading. Just doing the shuffle now. I attempted to do an intro a couple of times and I keep fumbling, so don't mind me, I'm just getting into the zone. And so when I refer to masculine and feminine, I'm talking about energies in terms of like the yin yang polarities and how they work. Everyone has masculine and feminine energies within them. So when I talk about masculine and feminine energies, you know what I'm saying when I say feminine or masculine. I might say he or she as well, but sex and gender and all that doesn't really come into it. And just take what resonates with you, leave the rest. Yeah, so I do personal readings. I can use photos, I can use cards if you want me to, but generally I channel from energies that I pick up and concepts that come through and verbalize those concepts that are coming through for you. I can do past love readings, past loved one readings, connections with people who are here, as well as, you know, passed over, like I've just said. Yeah, so let's get into it. Sorry, I just need to do a couple of other things. I'm yeah, just getting into the zone at the moment. What else can I talk about while I'm shuffling these and picking these out? So I personally, I'll just talk about my journey at the moment. I don't mind if people know where I'm at. I've been hibernating a little bit recently, and I've been going through some massive shifts in terms of personal growth and letting go of things. Old habits that don't serve me. I'll use them at the end. So, you know, in terms of a representation of a feminine, going through some massive awakenings, and also, you know, if it's happening to me, it's very likely or possible that other people are experiencing the same thing. You know, generally we're not alone with how we feel. So yes, so I'm constantly growing as a reader. I've been studying tarot since I can remember, since I was a kid. And I've been intuitive since I was a child as well, highly intuitive. And so I understand the struggles of people in that way. Excuse me. Yeah, so we will start the reading in a second. I'm just pulling out one more card. I've done what I think to be, I'm just going to see what happens here and we'll just see what comes out. Because it's different all the time. Like I said, I'm changing all the time. So, yeah. Okay, so you can't even really see them down there, so I'm just going to put them here. Okay. So we have, just be patient while I pause and channel, and you know, there'll be pauses, there'll be ums, there'll be ahs. That's how it works. Like I've said, there's a lot of stuff going on. So when I look at this card, the Four of Pentacles, I feel like, and I'm an intuitive reader, so I don't always read based on the traditional meanings, but I have studied them, I am familiar with them, but I go from what comes through. So I feel like the feminines sort of have been holding back or have been keeping something to themselves. And I feel like the masculines have as well in this position. in this position, whatever that means, in this situation, this current position. And yeah, so we've got the Four of Pentacles and the King of Swords in reverse. And I just feel like, you know, the feminine here is sort of looking away, sort of keeping things to herself, and the masculine in reverse, you know, sort of kind of having a bit of anxiety, in a lot in his head. But in reverse, I feel like that's coming out of that now, or he is learning to master the art of his mind, is what I'm hearing. And there is going to be a communication between the two. The walls are coming down, I'm feeling. So, and I've experienced this myself in terms of my own experience and how I'm managing it. So in terms of the feminine perspective, and you know, so with the connection, when we talk about the connection, it means that both the masculine and the feminine are contributing to this connection. There will be a death and a rebirth. So basically that means a fresh start, and the Hangman is a fresh perspective. And I'm also getting that there's been some decisions that have needed to be made on both of the feminine and the masculine side in terms of where their life is going, in terms of what they have to focus on in the present moment. And yeah, so there's some actual shifts happening in the mental space and then coming into the physical. So here I'm sort of getting, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is an action-oriented person who moves steady, calculated, and focusing on the earthly realms, the material realms, money, stability, providing. And we're going to, once we reach this connection between the masculine and the feminine energies, which we're sort of currently trying to balance out in terms of the collective, once they connect, it's going to mean that, and start working together, it's going to mean that there's going to be physical changes and manifestations of change, and of change of tact, of change of approach, change of perspective. I'm getting really warm at the moment. Started as soon as I started the reading, and it's cold here. And we have the Strength card, so that connection is going to be stronger. And you know, from this fresh new energy in terms of the mental space, the Page of Swords pages are, you know, it represents not an immaturity in this sense, but a purity and an innocence. And I feel like, you know, we need to come back around to that purity and innocence, because so many of us have been burnt, and really all we need is to excuse me, be in the act of love in terms of our heart space, our mind space. And that really is a transformation that is coming around. And I know it sounds really wishy-washy. People want to know when they're going to get called. I've seen readings on YouTube about, oh, this person's going to call you in 10 minutes and all this stuff. And it's like, well, you could spend your life watching those readings. I check them out personally just to check out what people are doing and what they're saying and how they're doing it. But you could spend a lot of time watching those readings and go, well, I really hope that person's going to call me or contact me. It's not about that. I don't come from that perspective. I'm coming from an energetic perspective. And yes, when I say there's going to be contact, there is going to be a merging of the energies in the physical, whether that is excuse me, dear me, whether that is, sorry, I'm getting an attack of the coughs. So whether that is the merging of the energies, whether that's vocal or in person, it could be over the phone, it could be in writing, it could be in person, it could be all of them at once rolling out over the next month, possibly. I feel like there's going to be a lot of connections. I don't want to say reunions because I don't like that terminology and it gets people's hopes up and all that kind of thing, but I am feeling the masculine and the feminine energy balancing out, and there's going to be some revelations I'm hearing, and there's going to be some a fresh slate, a fresh beginning. Yeah, so I'll leave that till the end because that's telling me that's the ending of the reading. So main themes are of the reading I'm feeling is the Four of Cups in reverse. So this person initially was kind of like this came up last reading, the Four of Cups, and it's come up in the last few readings actually, where the person is sort of, you know, she's got all these empty cups and she's like, I'm feeling forlorn, I'm feeling down on myself, you know, when am I going to be offered something? And then there's this offer right here, and she's looking off in the distance, too concerned with whatever she's thinking about and feeling forlorn. So that is about, for me in this reading, choosing a different direction, a different tact, stopping being in your head and actually taking a look around in your own universe and going, well, what can I work with? What can I change about myself? What can I change about my situation, my environment, my life, my lifestyle? How can I be a better person for myself and towards others and for others? And that's what comes through, and that's a real focus, or at least should be a real focus and will be coming into this new wave of energy I'm hearing. And I feel like over the next month there's going to be some massive shake-ups, and I also feel like there's going to be some planetary shake-ups too, which are actually kind of happening at the moment. Some physical earth stuff. So there's stuff going on, there's energies moving around. So I literally feel like, you know, the baggage, the feminine have been carrying the masculine carry a lot of the weight as well, I have to say. Like, it's every single person carries a lot of shit with them. It's about what they do with that shit. And this person, like for me as a person, I got sick of carrying around a heap of crap when I was basically a gypsy moving around everywhere. And this person, she's like, oh my God, you know, I've got this, you know, companion animal who's carrying all my stuff, and I'm just, you know, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of carrying this crap around. So we need to shed it and take action. And a lot of that's going to happen in the near future. The feminines are going to take a different tact. Because it was in the reverse. But they're also going to take a different tact in terms of pulling the action back, reassessing what the action is, and aiming for that balance, that temperance energy. And it's all about that transmuting the energy. This is a masculine and feminine card, light and dark, yin and yang. You know, you've got that bright sun energy, and then you've got that dark energy, and there's nothing overly positive or negative about either of those. It's just that it is the polarity, the two kids sitting on either end of the seesaw trying to balance everything out. And you know, we go from as feminines, we'll go from as standing there, you know, with this one in the Nine of Wands here, with this one staff that's lit, you know, ready to, or we feel like we've been walking alone, but ultimately we have celebration, victory on all sides. There's going to be party, a reason to celebration, a reason to party. I'm hearing there's going to be weddings and coming together and celebrating people's existence. And we're going to feel that more towards each other as well. So I also am hearing to talk about the maturity of the masculine. So when we talk about someone else, we need to talk about ourselves as well. So when we're talking about the immaturity of someone else, we need to assess the maturity of ourselves as well. We can't just say to that person, oh my God, your behavior is so immature, and completely dismiss them and expect to have some sort of connection with them post comment. So what we're trying to say is, it's all about perspective. It's all about how we see things. It's how we communicate, and we need to communicate to share our perspectives, and we need to use our energies our communicative energies to follow the path of what we need, what we want, what we deserve, but also in getting all of that, pull back a little bit and just be patient. Like there's a massive, oh my God, it's shifting, but we need to step back and be patient. And as I was saying this, watch and wait flew out. Life is speeding up, and see the big picture. So basically, yeah, we're going, what will be the, let's just say, in the next month, oh God, looks like a lot's going to happen in the next month. Next month, 3 months, next season, I guess, the winter, spring, summer season. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that on camera. Yeah, it's not good. But anyway, speaking about the expression in the throat chakra. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what the hell they're telling me to do. Okay, this is interesting. So in the middle of the reading, we have be peace, and we haven't quite achieved that because it was in the reverse, but well, yeah, we're aiming for that. And so I did say the outcomes for the end of the month. And in terms of coming together, what is required is a peaceful approach. You know, you don't obtain peace by attacking each other. In the masculine, well, we have learned from the past, but then we have life is a mystery in the reverse. So learn from the past, but also embrace the mystery, which they're sort of working on that. Like they need to sort of turn that around and be like, okay, I don't quite know exactly what's happening here. You know, stop being so analytical. Come back into the emotional heart space. Oh my gosh. And in the feminine space, we have the butterfly spirit. Transformation is beautiful. And that actually came out as I was shuffling earlier. That was in the reverse. So the feminine attitude towards transformation needs to change. I literally, for the last few days, have been undergoing transformation. The color of my eyes even changed as I expressed a lot of emotion. It was ridiculous, and it was great. And my attitude was that, you know, in reverse, transformation is not beautiful. Transformation sucks. I suck. Everything sucks whilst you're going through that transformation. But you know, what is it? Slow and steady wins the race. It's like, it's all part of it. It doesn't get easier. It does. We learn to navigate things better. We learn to navigate things, but but it does get easier, I'm hearing. But, and of course it does, when we figure ourselves out. When we figure ourselves out, we'll know what we want, we'll know what we need, and we can come to an agreement in the middle with a safety, you know, with a safe place for each of the masculine and the feminine to express themselves, work together, because attacking each other is like, doesn't help the situation. But there's a lot of variables involved, and the people who refuse or are unable or incapable to have compassion and treat others with that respect that is required will receive their karma, I'm hearing. They will learn, but the people who are trying to get blood from a stone that cannot give it, that does not have any blood in it, has to learn that certain people in their lives cannot be available and will not ever be available to or able to give them what they need. So it's all about choice. So what do we have for this last card? Use your mind wisely. There you go. All right, guys, take it easy. You can find me Jazz, what is it? Psychic Medium Jazz. I always forget. Psychic Medium Jazz on Facebook, and you can also get me on Etsy as well for readings. But if you contact me via Facebook if you want a reading, we can go from there. Thank you. Bye.